Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the week of November 28th through to December 5th. With the moon moving through Aquarius this weekend of your readings, I'm going to use the theme of hopes and wishes for your general reading this week. Aquarius is ruled by the 11th house, which of course is hopes, wishes, friendships, and sudden changes. So whatever is most prominent in your life this week, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to. And I hope that you find them helpful and healing. So what does Gemini need to know about hopes and wishes this week? I want to remind my viewers too, if you don't have the time to wait for the shuffling or if you prefer not to watch it, just look at the scroll bar below to see when the cards are laid, and then you can begin watching the reading at that point. But if you're like me, you enjoy the shuffling, and stick around. We're just going to wait for 3 jumpers. Oh. All right, Gemini. So we have a qualifier to your probable outcome here. So remember, the theme is hopes and wishes. So these may be conscious or subconscious to you this week. So we're looking at Swan. This is grace. This is your central position. This is what it looks like you're most yearning for. In the influence to the current position is weaving. What are you trying to create here? If you're trying to create a state of grace here, it is in your hands. You have to be practical about that. Here with links, this links is secrets. So this is automatically, when I saw grace, so that's a nice frame of mind to be in. And then weaving, why would you have to weave something? And then secrets. So it looks like automatically you could be trying to get your own way about something, or trying to appear as though you're trying to work together on something, or trying to, be a team player, for example, but it's kind of a trick. So you want to be really sincere about this, right? You don't want to be tricky about this. You don't want to weave something to make it appear as though you're graceful about something, or that you want reconciliation or something loving and emotional here, like healthy emotions, while trying to weave it of your own hands. Basically, what all that means is you're trying to shape something without being engaged or interacting with the other people or persons or concepts. So these are kind of at odds together, right? You're trying to weave something here, and then you want this state of grace. So yeah, there's going to be secrets about that, or something kept from you, or you're going to be keeping something from someone else to get your own way, right? In order to weave this story that suits your narrative for whatever reason here. And if this is wonderful for you, that's good. That's working for you. Just make sure you're not stepping on someone else's toes here, or trying to make yourself appear as though you're someone that you're not, while you know, and then making it sound like, well, you tried, but you really weren't interacting with the other person or people. And I just want to mention here that the qualifier to links is sacred spiral. This is how I know that something is just kind of on a loop here. Something is just like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? That type of thing. So I think there's a level of impatience here that's working against you. This level of impatience around sacred spiral is going to work against you. And in terms of hopes and wishes, you really need to get to on the level that the other person is, even if you feel on some level that it's you lowering yourself. Okay, maybe, and we talked about this last week, for example. It's a really important lesson to learn when to be humble, right? Even if you know you're right, even if you know how it's all going to work out, even if the other person has to say sorry, even if you didn't do anything wrong, like all these even ifs. If this has anything to do with at least one other person here, you really want to be a team player, right? Because like people are picking up on this, right? They're picking up on the weaving. They're picking up on the secrets. And secrets can slippery slope into gossip too, right? So we want to try to avoid that if we're looking at healing and helping relationships. Here with Mouse, this is the general energy to your week here, and this is scrutiny. This is where I'm seeing that you could be putting way too much emphasis or energy into one area of a theme or even a problem or even a solution. Again, let's say you're trying to solve a problem here and it's with one other person and you're saying, but I have all the answers. Why don't you just do it my way? And the other person is saying, well, you know, because I'm not like you, and I have something to say about this, and don't you want to hear my side of things? And you're sort of like, there's a level of impatience here. So there's this little bit of a mask here with grace, or at least this is a yearning. There's this yearning for grace. There's this yearning, even a projection that for some reason it's difficult to even feel this week. Because of an over scrutiny, very probably here. So if you feel like there's an over focus on one area, whether it is the problem or even actual solution, you're going to want to look at a larger picture. Look at the larger theme here. What is at stake, right? Another way to frame this is to say, you know, is this going to be important to you? Or is this relationship or theme, concept, job, educational process, whatever it is that you're going through this week, is this going to be important to me 5 years from now? And that's a really nice way to really determine, frankly, how much time you want to put, how much do you want to scrutinize this right now, right? Especially if it is the problem. If anything is to be scrutinized here, you want to put your nose to the grind with regard to solutions, okay? And especially with regard to another person who has not been able to share what they want to share with you, or if they feel like they're being left out, it might be a really nice week to just listen to them. This is a hope and a wish, right? It's a sense of grace. It's being calm. It's being liked. It's having other people like you and love you for who you are. But it has to go both ways, right? You have to express that with other people. Here with Spider, what a dangerous web we weave. I think there's another word there. When we practice to deceive. So automatically we're looking at, you know, issues of deception or a murky, keeping things murky on purpose, right? Even through distraction. Dare I say a lie or a white lie. And then here with secrets. So like, what is going on here? Why do you feel like there's such level of protection? You feel like there's such an enormous level of protection here. You have to protect your secrets. You know, well, what could possibly be that powerful that it's impacting a relationship over and over here? Because look, we see sacred spiral here with gross. We see something sort of going over and over and over. And it's not like small in a circle. It's a literal spiral. It starts out small and now it's just getting bigger. And even if it was a small problem or a small upset to begin with both, you know, creating deception and then keeping secrets here, it's just going to, it's going to grow, right? It's going to take on a life of its own unless it's, you know, shut down or quashed really quickly. So if you do want to get close to someone else, or you do want to problem solve, particularly with at least one other person here, you're going to have to sit down and listen to their side of things. And maybe you need a mediator, right? Maybe it's like that right now. But as I said, if you look at the issue and you ask yourself, is this going to matter to me, or is this important? Is this going to be important in 5 years from now? And if it's true that it is, then this might be a good time to sit down and put into practice these principles, right? You want to get away from issues of deception, away from secrets. Perhaps there's a level of vulnerability here that you are unwilling or unable to express, but it could absolutely be essential to a positive outcome, believe it or not, here. And maybe you're avoiding that out of self-protection, okay? I think, Gemini, in your mind, you feel you have a good reason for all this. So I'm not saying you have to be hard on yourself or pick on yourself for this. I'm just saying I think you need to recognize if the issue is important enough to find solutions to, and then really work with the other person. Here with self-acceptance, absolutely here we're looking at accepting the self, accepting that you have needs too. I know that might be hard to believe sometimes. Sometimes we don't have all the answers all by ourselves, or sometimes the answers we thought that were working for us or that would work for us and therefore they must work for other people type thing isn't always the case. So it might be a nice time to put your nose to the grindstone to come up with solutions. We want to stop looking at problems and get a little bit of creative about it, and of course get away from a sense of creating something to get what you want, which is an issue of deception, and then the issue here around keeping secrets. Treasure Island. Quick note about this guy is that this is really within. It really is, and it might be tough work for you, but it's the nature of the beast. For all of us it is. To go within to find the answers, Gemini, it's the same for all of us. You have to walk through your own fire. You have to get through those flames, but you will come out the other side of Phoenix. You will have risen from something that you thought was going to pull you down or drag you down or even ruin you here. So maybe if you want to spend some time around self-acceptance this week, look at if there are any secrets that you're keeping or are being kept that you want to get to the root of, or if you feel like this is missing, the conversation is going nowhere because there seems to be something that's missing, you can't put your finger on it, look at issues of weaving a story and secrets. So that is your reading for the week. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you have a moment, please comment below. I love hearing from you. You can subscribe today and hit that notification bell. That way you are alerted every time there's an upload. And I really appreciate you being here. I love reading for you. So in the meantime, until I see you in the next reading, take excellent care. Bye for now.